My name is Bill Haley, and this is for Competitive Social Security, part of the Competitive Governance Full System. The plan really is to allow every person to select their retirement system. So we're going to allow about a dozen retirement systems to emerge in the free enterprise system. That won't have a problem with happening. Once a company gains 5% approval or membership of 5% of the people, they become an official Social Security system, and it's free enterprise taking over government responsibility. So they will be limited on somehow. I mean, some ways because they'll be free enterprise, but they won't be taking over government responsibility. So that government responsibilities will limit them to some degree. But free enterprise is going to be significant. Okay, there is a trust fund in the Social Security right now, however, not sufficient to cover promised benefits. So there's a big problem right there. Government debt will have to be added to the system to give enough money, so they will have enough money to give to each competitive Social Security system. So each retirement system. Okay, every American would be assigned a certain dollar amount based on their age and their contributions. So the person who would be getting the most would be somebody who contributed a lot during their life, 65 years old now, and they will be the top getting the top dollar. People who are 75, 80 years old, they already got a lot of Social Security. Their life expectancy is not so much. They would get a lower amount because an annuity to keep match what they're doing. That's what the goal would be, is an annuity to match what they're currently getting. That's what that dollar amount would be. So if you're 55, you'll get some. 50, we need to make some hard decisions here, and it's not fair. But we are in massive debt, so we have to figure out a way to limit how much our debt's going to be and raise money to pay off the debt that we currently do have. So at age 50, I think I'm saying it right here. To limit the level of debt, hard decisions will be made. I propose that anyone under the age of 50 will get zero. So it's not fair. They've been paying in from age 15, 16 when they started working, all the way to 50, and all of it's going to be gone. Totally horrible. I totally understand. But if you don't limit this, then the amount of debt that we have, these same people who are not going to get anything is going to have to pay so much money to repay that debt. So if we don't limit it, we don't get out from underneath this problem. So let's keep on going a little bit. It's hard to understand just how much we are in debt and how much we need to do. And not only that, all Social Security taxes will be suspended for those 50 and older. So once you hit 50, all your Social Security money, you're not taxed anymore, but your Social Security company is going to tell you have to contribute to your retirement fund at a pretty high level, probably a lot higher than what your current Social Security payments are now. Again, we didn't do the right stuff. America did not do the right stuff. They put us in massive debt. The system is just not financially sustainable. Okay, no, it's not fair for those under 50. It's not fair for people. It's not fair for anybody at any age. But if you're already on Social Security, the amount the dollar amount assigned to you is, so if you're over 62, 65, 67, whenever you decide to retire, the amount assigned to you should be enough to get an annuity to match what you're currently making from Social Security. Okay, a radical plan to start having assets to back up the retirement system. So we need to go from a system of pay-as-you-go to assets actually being in somebody's retirement account. And that is vital. But how do we get there? It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be fair. Everybody's going to take a hit. But the people can't take that hit are people who are 70, 75 and relying on that money to make ends meet right now. Once the retirement system becomes official, the current Social Security system would give that competitive retirement system all the funds for its members. So if your retirement fund, let's say, gets 10%, then based off of if they got everybody under 50, they're not going to get any dollars. If they get a whole bunch of people at age 65, they're going to get the most amount of money. If you get a whole bunch of people at 80, 85, 90, not so much, because their annuities don't take as much, because their life expectancy is not as high. So their annuities would be much lower than somebody who's 65, 70 years old. So again, 55, they'll get some into there, and that will start off their retirement account. Hopefully people have individual retirement accounts outside of Social Security, because again, this is not going to be pleasant to get out of the hole that the current government gave us. Okay, every competitive retirement system would need to ensure its members are not going to be a burden on society in the elderly years. So that is huge. But there'll be a lot of ways to do that. Every competitive retirement system would have wide latitude in its approach. Many ideas would be tried, and some will actually fail, and that system might have to switch up big time, or it falls below that 5% limitation, 5% of the members limitations, 5% of citizens, and they would have to merge over to another and take over their rules. But some will fail, no doubt about it. Some people will become a burden on society. That's what we have welfare for. I want to go to a charity system, but there's systems that take care of the very, very poor right now, and that would take care of them. Hopefully it's very, very small, but if we get it down to zero, then that leaves way too many rules, way too many regulations, not enough latitude in approaches to solve the problem. So Medicare will be done in the same manner. So there's a dollar amount. People saved up money already with that. Well, actually, they didn't save it. They spent it. They lent it out for government debt. So we're not in a good situation, but government debt will have to be done on that with the tax that's currently out there for everybody under 50. But you pick what healthcare system you would like to go with. So once you're 65, 67, whatever age that starts at, and you decide to start that with, you pick your healthcare system. And actually, competitive healthcare system is a new program I'm proposing too, under competitive governance, and where everybody goes under their competitive healthcare system, from very free enterprise to very much planned systems, one payer type systems, if you wish to do that. So you can pick which one you want. Same thing with this. Once you pick your retirement system, and they will be responsible for you. And responsible meaning, if you go to a free enterprise one, you take on that burden yourself. But you have to have insurance. You can't be a burden on society. So there's always that. You can't be a burden on society, or at least you have to take significant steps not to become a burden on society. We never want it down to zero, because that means way too many restrictions on different approaches. Competitive healthcare systems is another competitive governance idea that starts at birth, allowing many different models, from total free enterprise to many planned single payer systems. Okay, that's it for this video. Until the next video.